The rBREACH revamp is nearing its release. We still have got some time to wait, but as of now, a very good portion of the work is done. The rBREACH revamp is nearing its release.
Oh! So it's been quite a while since I did the first rBREACH revamp video. Now clearly, I was wrong about the game's release, but we all have so many questions. When is it releasing? Where is Ancient? We never even got those two other passphrases, if y'all remember that. It's not just the revamp anymore. The current rBREACH is breaking even more. There are exploiters every server. Moderators no longer have access to see the game's report logs because the game keeps breaking. It's becoming unplayable, if it wasn't already. There are so many things that need explaining, and so I thought I'd make this video addressing some of it. Now bear in mind, I'm not a developer for the game, so this isn't like an official statement. However, I thought I'd cover rBREACH's peculiar situation that's been going on for quite a while now. So let's start off with the revamp release. When is it? Short answer, I don't know. Nobody knows. If you aren't in the rBREACH Discord, a few months ago they officially announced the hiatus, meaning development has been on hold. Why? Well, it's because Ancient has gone offline, and he has been offline for, I don't know, 6 months? We don't have an exact reason as to why he's been offline for about half a year now. Some say it's because of college, but Ancient said in a previous post that development was not going to pause over college. I'm starting to see a bit of irony in this message, by the way. Many say the reason for Ancient's absence is because he's had no internet, which is true, but to what extent? While Ancient may allegedly not have access to internet, what if Ancient just doesn't want to have any association with the internet whatsoever? I feel like Ancient's drive to continue development on the revamp has been relatively low for a while. I believe that in addition to any problems he's facing, he doesn't have much motivation for the revamp. Now, there are some things that's going on in the background which I can't disclose, but I believe a huge factor that many people don't catch on is that Ancient just probably doesn't have the motivation to work on it as much. But keep in mind, this message was months ago. We have no certain reason as to what happened with him to be gone for so long. And for all we know, he has full ambition to work on it. He just can't because of his internet or whatever. And why has Ancient been offline so long? We don't know. That's why the revamp is on hiatus, and honestly, it may not arrive for a while. Now, even with all of this, I don't believe the revamp is going to be cancelled, because not only Ancient, but the development team has put way too much effort in this project just to be cancelled. So I still doubt development will be cancelled, it's just going to take a lot more time than we anticipated. Now, due to Ancient's absence, we have also had an absence of leaks recently, nearly for the past half a year. Now, my take on this, I feel like yes, it has been dry on leaks, and that is a gigantic problem because if people aren't given any reason to continue hype for the game, then they're going to eventually steer away from hope on the revamp. And if development is still continuing, I'm sure that when Ancient is back, we'll have a leak pretty much as soon as possible. But the problem is we don't know when Ancient is coming back. And I get that Ancient's away and can't do that, I get that. But really, how long is it till people just start giving up on the revamp if they haven't already? As for the revamp's content itself, I feel like we need a general update or recap from the last video I did back in 2020 regarding the game. If you're in the Discord, you should know about this, but they had a revamp roadmap for quite a long time now, so let's briefly go over it again. This may be new information for some, and this may be a review for others. So the first 3 starting SCPs upon release will be 106, 049, 049-2 of course, and 457. Other SCPs will come in later waves of the game as it goes on. There will of course still be SCPs that can be interacted with upon launch like 914, 1025, 500, etc. There isn't really any new information I can give because we haven't got any. Some other information. We'll have terminals for a number of purposes, such as pinging items or searching areas. UIU and GRU are to be removed, and a new faction is taking its place. This faction already exists, however, the thing that's going to be in the game is actually a new made-up division of that faction. The facility is to be underwater with a number of sites, and the way of traveling between those sites is through our trams. We don't even know the name of the revamp, however, Ancient has said the information is already out there. While the theories are unconfirmed, many people believe it's going to be Project Voyage, which is a possibility, but on the other hand, it may be too obvious knowing them. There's also been going around a lot about the current rBREACH having an actual update. This update is directed by a developer called Hostile. He's calling it rBREACH Plus. This update plans to revamp the lighting of the facility, change the insertion themes for each faction. It includes a redesign of the uniforms for all groups of interest, a few new content additions, and more. Recently, he opened a test place to showcase the uniforms, so I'm going to go through them here. Keep in mind, this is just a concept, and in order to even go through with this, he needs approval of Ancient. And you know what that means? It's probably not going to happen since Ancient has been offline for, 6 months! One thing I've been asked a lot is regarding the 610 vs. Gru, like, separate game. This was a concept back when DICE was a developer, but he isn't a dev for the game anymore. While I am not 100% certain, I would say this is not going to be a thing anymore. And even if it wasn't scrapped, there's no point in focusing on that when the revamp isn't done itself. Last thing I want to do is briefly mention the soundtracks for the game. At first, I wasn't going to mention this at all because there are a lot of gray areas. I don't even know the full picture behind it. All I can say is we don't have any certainty on what soundtracks will be used. I'm sorry I'm keeping this as vague as possible. That's all I can really say about that when it comes to privacy. So in conclusion, we don't know when Ancient is coming back, we don't even know when the revamp is coming, and hardly the community doesn't know anything as well. I still think the revamp will happen. It's probably when all the hype for this game is gone, if it hasn't died already, and it's honestly, it's not something to look forward to if we're not going to be giving any new information or leaks. But that's just my take on it. Anyways, that will be all. And if I happen to make another revamp update video sometime in the future, whether the game is cancelled or we get a release date, I really hope it's the latter.